So by now you know I got a tattoo, and because you're watching this, I can assume that you are at least curious to know more about it. Perhaps that curiosity is morbid, or perhaps you're genuinely interested. Or perhaps you want to know which extremity of mine you'll be cutting off next time you see me. Anyway, the tattoo that I got is on my inner left forearm. So as you'll notice, with my current nicely cut hair and smoothly shaven face and dapper tie and shirt combo here, I look very presentable and like a very responsible young man. However, if I were to unbutton my sleeve here, well, you'd probably scream and cry. But anyway, let me tell you a little bit more about this tattoo that I got. It is an excerpt from Romans chapter 1:17. It has spiritual significance. Romans 1:17 is, for the righteousness of God, by it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, but the righteous must live by faith, or but the just must live by faith. As it is literally translated, it says, the just must by faith live. And so what I got, actually, is an exact replication of that passage right there, the just must by faith live, from the Gutenberg Bible, which I guess I was ignorant. I always thought for some reason that the Gutenberg Bible was printed in English, like when I was younger, but in more recent research, and I've been thinking about this for about the last 3 years, so in the last 3 years I've learned it was printed in Latin. Gutenberg was a German guy, printed it in Latin. So actually it says, est justus autem ex fide vivit. And the significance for that for me is twofold. One, I have a tendency, I think, to be pretty performance-based, pretty performance-driven in the way that I approach my relationship with the Lord. And so it's a really great reminder for me to remember that it's not by works or by performance that the righteous or the just one lives, but rather by faith. But then also, when I was reading the autobiography of Martin Luther, he had been teaching in seminaries for a couple years. He had nailed his 95 Theses up to the door of Wittenberg years before, all this before he actually had his conversion experience. And it was as he was translating Romans chapter 1, and he found himself angry with God, that God condemned the sinner even more so with the righteousness that he sent as revealed in the gospel, because he could not understand how that righteousness could be attained based on his understanding of religion and right standing with God, until he got to, so that was Romans chapter 16 and the first part of 17, until he got to Romans chapter 1, 17b. And at that point, sort of the scales fell off his eyes, and his conversion experience happened. And I always thought that was pretty sweet. It's a quotation from Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4 as well, and it's also used in a couple other spots in the New Testament. But anyway, so you probably want to see it. Okay, this is the cool part. I spent a while designing it. Again, I said it's pretty much directly out of the Gutenberg Bible. The problem is there's no way to actually get that image, because they don't let you just, take a picture of the Gutenberg Bible these days. They've scanned it in digitally, but we had to do some recreating anyway. So here it is, right here. Est justus autem ex fide vivit. The just, or the just man, or the righteous, must by faith live. I love you.